the show. Youth on the go. Whoa. Let's start the show. Whoa. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gators, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. There's storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa. Let's start the show. Youth on the go. Whoa. Let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Good morning, good morning, good morning to all of our radio listeners, our viewers via Von Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel, and welcome to another edition of Youth on the Go here on Von Radio. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Department of Education, and every Saturday we are here with you to share opportunities, events, activities, information, and of course this Saturday is no different. Well, a little bit different because once per month, usually every third Saturday, we have our ECCB Children's Connection, and this Saturday the ECCB Children's Connection is scheduled to take place today. So at 9:30 we will join the ECCB Children's Connection co-host ZHANELA, and we will take you through the different segments of the ECCB Children's Connection. So make sure that your children are up. Financial literacy is important. Knowing how to spend wisely is important. And all of the information that we usually get from the ECCB Children's Connection, all of that information is also very important. Just by way of information, I know that school just closed and all of the children are excitedly looking forward to the reopening of school. But just to give parents are more excitedly looking towards the reopening of schools. So just to give parents the dates for the new term in January, the school reopens on the 10th of January and closes on April 1st for students and April 8th for teachers. Once again, school reopens on the 10th of January and closes on April 1st for students and April 8th for teachers. And it's no joke. It's not an April Fool's joke. It really is closing on April 1st. Okay? And then for those who are already planning towards their summer trips, just by way of information, Term 3 runs from April 25th to July 1st for students and July 8th for teachers. So we look forward to, of course, a wonderful vacation, all persons who are taking their vacation, and of course we look forward to reopening on January 10th, even though we just closed. So enjoy your break, teachers, and of course all of our staff members at our various schools. Enjoy your break, and to our parents, enjoy your time bonding with your children at home. And I gave some tips last week as to how you can continue to support the teaching and learning process even while at home. We at the department, we wish all of you the best during this holiday season. And I know that last week I shared with you the treasure hunt, that the treasure hunt was completed by the primary school students for ABBA month. I did not share the names of the students who were able to do well, so I will do that at this point. So we had our first place student, Caden Pinney, and then second place we had Ryan Mashan. Third place we had Aminique Chapman. Then we had Ketavia Simmons, and she copped the fourth place. Ershane Keynes, fifth place, and Zayden Bartlett received most creative photo. I love the fact that we were able to highlight students even in their photo submissions. So Kaden Penny, first place. Ryan Mashan, second place. Aminique Chapman, third place. Ketavia Simmons, fourth place. Ershane Keynes, fifth place. And Zayden Bartlett, most creative photo. And of course the trees that they had to search for, they had to find the clammy cherry tree, the Gliricidia tree. They also had to find the breadfruit tree, the white cedar tree, the guinea tree, acacia tree, or kusha as we say locally. And they were able to find those trees and take pictures next to them and submit them to the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society. Perhaps one of these days we can get to learn a bit more about the various trees which are available, which are out there. And so we encourage you to learn, to continue to be observant and to see what's happening all around you. We also have happening this morning, and it's not too late, I think. It started at 6 a.m. and it should be running until, well, a little bit longer. We have the Charlestown Primary School's pre-Christmas breakfast, and it's going until 10 a.m. so you have just about 40, 45, 46, 47, 48 minutes. You have just about 48 minutes to get to the Charlestown Primary School, and they have a pre-Christmas breakfast happening for $20 per ticket, and we want you to go on out and support the Charlestown Primary School. Additionally, tomorrow there is a concert happening. The U.S. Embassy, Bridgetown, presents Grammy Award winner 2016 Best Children's Album, Tim Kubart and the Space Cadets. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but if you haven't, it promises to be good. Featuring Diana Lawrence, Chip Thomas, Felipe Galgani. And this is all happening at the Hamilton House down there at the Museum of Nevis History. And it runs from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. The admission is free. So parents, please take your children down to the Museum of Nevis History tomorrow, the Alexander Hamilton Museum, some of you know it as that, from 3 to 5, and help allow them to experience the 2016 Best Children's Album artist Tim Kubert and the Space Cadets. And I know that they will have an exhilarating time, they'll have a fun time, and so we encourage you to give them that opportunity. Okay, so make sure that you are you allow your children to experience this. It is of course sponsored by the United States Embassy, and we encourage you to give children various experiences so that they can be holistically developed. So go on out and support that activity as well. And as I said, Charlestown Primary, just a few more minutes, but please go out if you can to support the school in that initiative. And the school also intends to have a cake and tart sale, so reach out to them. It should happen on the 17th of December. Of course, even though schools are physically closed, so reach out and find out if that is, if you can place your orders and have that going on. So thank you to all of our listeners for supporting our schools during this term. We were able to successfully navigate term 1, and we are enthusiastic about what is to come for term 2. We want to remind everyone to remain safe, during the vacation, to continue with your protocols, because we want you to come back as healthy students and teachers in 2022. Oh, that sounds so different. Healthy students and teachers in 2022, so that we can keep our school doors open, that we can continue to go to school physically. We want to make sure that we have those things in place for that. And so at this point, we're going to take a short break, and when we return, we'll talk a little bit about a very special event that took place earlier this week.
Sugar City St. Kitts, keep it sweet. Keep listening to Vaughn.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know, we're gonna have a great time. And now we're past it quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's youth on the go. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa. let's go, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. The storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa. Let's start the show. Youth on the go. Whoa. Let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Good morning, good morning, good morning to all of our radio listeners, our viewers via Vaughn Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel. Welcome to another edition of Youth on the Go here on Vaughn Radio. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Department of Education, and we are here with you to share activities, events, opportunities, anything that we can to further support our students, our young people, and of course, this Saturday is no different. I want to, however, share with you, I don't want us to forget the announcement I made yesterday that some children between the ages of 15 and 19 have the opportunity to head on off to Dubai. Okay, I don't want us to forget or lose sight of that. There is an essay competition, and young persons in St. Kitts and Nevis between the ages of 15 and 19 are invited to submit essays between 1,500 and 2,000 words long on the topic food, agriculture, and livelihoods. How do we sustainably grow foods to meet future demands? 15 winners will be selected to travel to Dubai and visit the world-famous Expo 2020 Dubai. Our submissions should be made by email to youth@gov.kn or delivered to the Department of Youth on St. Kitts or the Department of Youth on Nevis by January 7th, 2022. And as I said last week, it's important for us to take advantage of opportunities to ensure that we are able to win, and you have to be in it to be able to access and to win it, as they would say. So please ensure that you have all of those, you take into consideration all of those stipulations, and that you give yourself an opportunity to be able to compete. So that's the potential trip to Dubai, and to be able to see the Dubai 2020 Expo. So please don't miss out on that opportunity, students between the ages of 15 and 19. It's very important that you make the attempt to participate, and I hope that you'll be able to be successful. All right, so during the course of this week, or last week, I guess, we had the 48th annual graduation ceremony of the Gingerland Secondary School, and the ceremony was held in honor of Mrs. Vera Jeffers and Miss Paulette Pemberton, who both retired from the Gingerland Secondary School. And so we had, of course, we were able to honor some of our students all of our students who successfully completed secondary school. Just to share, Mrs. Vera Jeffers taught at the Gingerland Secondary School from 2005 to 2021. She was a form teacher, subject teacher, head of learning support department, and a member of the school's management team. Mrs. Jeffers was also a house mistress for Blue House and very willingly participated in extracurricular activities. And the school, of course, appreciates her invaluable service. And Miss Paulette Pemberton taught at the school from 1997 to 2021. She performed the roles of subject teacher, of principals of accounts, and office administration. She was also a form teacher and head of the business department. Ms. Pemberton was also a member of the school's management team. Additionally, she willingly assisted in school activities throughout the years, and the school, and by extension the Ministry and Department of Education, extends appreciation to them and we congratulate both individuals who were selected to be honorees for the activity. We also want to say a heartfelt congratulations to every student who graduated and who was able to successfully navigate the past few years. We want to extend special congratulations and commendations to the top students who did very well and should be commended. And so we have Miss Bibliana Thomas, and she was the valedictorian for this graduation ceremony. Then our salutatorian, Julissa Griffin, and our third place student, Kisilia Liebert. We also want to commend our top CCSLC student, Xavion Grant, all from the Gingerland Secondary School and all who were recognized in the past graduation ceremony. Of course, we only have the preliminary results out, and as we wait for the final results to come, results have to be validated. As we wait for the final results to come, we will share more about those results in the near future. Once again, commendations to all students. We at this point will now hear from the valedictorian. We will hear her speech. The valedictorian, Miss Bibliana Thomas.
Good morning. Let me adopt the protocol that has already been established. It is indeed an honor to be giving the speech as valedictorian and representing the Gingerland Secondary School graduating class of 2021. First of all, I want to thank the Almighty Father for His wisdom, guidance, and protection He has bestowed unto us thus far. Today, we are indeed elated as we sit and reminisce on our accomplishment. It was a challenge, but we made it. Let me extend congratulations to my fellow graduates. Let's give a round of applause to ourselves. It was the late Malcolm X who said, and I quote, "Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today." End of quote. Our theme, facilitating holistic education for a successful future, is quite timely. Today, December 9th, 2021, marks the amalgamation of our hard work as we were given this immeasurable weapon in which we can utilize to shape an exceptional future. Graduates, you will agree that the dedication of the staff at Gingerland Secondary has provided us with meaningful and practical knowledge in distinctive fields. This will enable us to be adaptable to the challenges of life we will encounter as we continue to pursue our goals and aspirations. As I reflect on my short journey at Gingerland Secondary, enrolling at 4th form, I must conclude it was memorable. The new environment and classes appeared challenging, but I was not daunted. Thanks to the kind-hearted Chakwida, who was delighted to usher me around. In Term 1, my interactions were varied, and I could already visualize the festive atmosphere in Term 2. However, within a twinkle of an eye, Corona was on our doorsteps. The shift to online classes brought challenges, yet we had fun coming with unique hairstyles. Oh, how fun it was transforming from the classroom environment, where the teacher continuously told us to be quiet, to the online platform, where they begged us to participate in class. Tragic if you ask me. The good old days. Being the valedictorian wasn't an easy task, as numerous sacrifices had to be made, such as missing new Netflix shows, attending classes on weekends, and practicing countless past papers. All this hard work diminished to 1 minute, where I awaited my CSEC results. It was an exhilarating moment, then it vanished, for these were only grades. Graduates, the true enjoyment and happiness lies within the relationships fostered during high school. These include the time spent and memories made. Despite chasing good grades, I now recognize the pivotal role of forming and maintaining friendships. This is what we will talk about in the next 40 to 60 years, and not the grades we obtained from CSEC. For those of us who have put our friends and family on hold for such success, it is not too late to reunite or apologize. For those of us who didn't think we could accomplish it, here you are, sitting before me. You have done it. For all it required was discipline, determination, and motivation. So keep trying. Tupac once said, "Always keep trying and doing your best. If you can make it through the night, there's a brighter day." It is imperative to always thank the people who motivated, helped, or simply cheered you on. My greatest cheerleader, my mom. Your sacrifices and support have motivated me to be the best I can, and I am indeed grateful. My grandma, who is always praying and wishing me well. Thank you. Other family members who may have called to check up on me. To all the other parents who were very instrumental in their children's development and success, we say a heartfelt thank you. Let me ask that we give them a round of applause. To the GSS family, Miss Shiverton, a woman with such dedication and patience. She took the time with us during physics class and always ensured we understood and grasped the concept, for we were her guinea pigs. In chemistry, she gave us extra assignments and called us using her data when Neville gave no warning. All this made us more proficient. A huge thank you to Mr. Williams, who willingly took me as a rookie in his extra physics class because physics was an alien to me. In math, he calmly went through several topics repeatedly for individuals who didn't grasp the concept. A big thanks to Miss Wilkinson, who also allowed me to join her human and social biology class at last minute. Miss Clark took me as her only PE student and dedicated her time outside of her school schedule. I went to the PE room every day, even when I didn't have a session. It may just be to rally a table tennis game with Mr. Chapman or Mr. Cameron, and of course, I was always the champion. Or simply to stress or interact with Miss Stapleton or Miss Burke. Thanks to Mr. Maynard and Mr. Liebert, who constantly gave us SBA deadlines and assignments. Mr. Maynard always ensured we went home with our tack-home packages. We couldn't catch a break with Mr. Maynard. Miss Wallace and Miss Burke worked patiently alongside us. To Miss Gums and Miss Percival, who always ensured we were okay and keeping up with our studies. To some of my friends who made my high school memorable, a special thank you. Julissa, Jermaine, Tashari, Hallie, Siobhan, Quatasia, and my pizza buddy, Tazari. Can we give a round of applause to the principal and staff of the Gingerland Secondary School for their dedication, hard work, and patience over the years? We know we were not the perfect bunch, but we are extremely grateful for all you have done for our development. A huge thank you to the Ministry of Education, the Department of Education, parents, and sponsors, for all who have worked tirelessly to ensure our time at school was a successful one. We say a heartfelt thank you. Fellow graduates, as we venture into this world of challenges and endless possibilities, I urge you to continuously invest in professional development, whether it may be attending college, moving onwards to university, or developing a skill set. Remember, knowledge is power, and no one can take away what you have learned. Pursue your God-given talents, for we are all talented in our own unique way. Play according to your strengths. This is what leads to success. Do not try to follow your friend's passion, for it will only frustrate you. Do not give up. Remain focused and always have a positive attitude. Surround yourself with people who lift, encourage, and support you. Always give back to society, whether it is volunteering or being philanthropic. And most of all, always remain humble and grateful. Lastly, I want to leave you with a quote from F. Scott Fitzgerald. For what it's worth, it's never too late, or in my case, too early to be whoever you want to be. There's no time limit. Start whenever you want. You can change or stay the same. There are no rules to this thing. We can make the best or the worst of it. I hope you make the best of it. I hope you see things that startle you. I hope you feel things you've never felt before. I hope you meet people who have a different point of view. I hope you live a life you're proud of. And if you're not, I hope you have the courage to start over again. I thank you.
And of course, that was the valedictorian for the class of 2021 at the Gingerland Secondary School, Miss Bibliana Thomas. We'll take a short break and come back with the ECCB Children's Connection.
When VON vibrates, the whole Caribbean must shake.
860 AM, the powerhouse.
Hi children, this one is just for you. It's the
ECCB Children's Connection Program.
in collaboration with Zahnela Claxton's Youth on the Go, coming your way on this station. Join all the children
ages 5 up to 12 to listen and participate in exciting stories,
powerful lessons,
smart quizzes,
and wise words.
also win prizes and surprises.
That's cool!
ECCB Children Connection Program.
Make sure to check Vaughn Radio 860 AM this Saturday at 9:30 AM for this exciting program designed just for you.
Yay!
Alright, so good day, boys and girls, and of course all radio listeners. And this is the ECCB's Children Connection coming to you today with a very special lesson entitled My Choices. I am your host, Zahnela Claxton, and with me is my co-host.
Ajay Hodge. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back.
Alright, and welcome back to you too, Ajane. And today, in addition to our main lesson, we will of course hear from our good friend Oliver with our wise word of the week. Stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real living. They're linking the children with excellent mentoring.
Alright, we have another great program in store for all of you, where we will continue to discuss money matters. And money really matters, Ajane, of course. Our discussion will include understanding the concept of scarcity, knowing the difference between wants and needs, and making choices every day on how we decide to spend our money. It may sound complicated, but by the end of the program, it will all make sense. And you will even be able to explain it to your friends and your family. So let's get straight into our lesson with an entertaining poem called Wants and Needs by Lil Pluta, children's author. Ajane, can you read the poem for us, please?
Yes, I will. Wants and needs. I want $1 billion. Dancing dogs with diamond colors. Piles of candy 10 feet high. A car that zooms across the sky. A pony and a unicorn. A narwhal with a golden horn. I want it all. I want it now. I also want a purple cow. Wants can wait. We need needs now. But I'd still like that purple cow.
Right. I love it. A purple cow. Does that even exist?
I don't know.
So Ajane, let's look at some of the wants that were highlighted in the poem that you just read. What were some of the wants?
She wants a purple cow,
Of course.
$1 billion. She wants dogs with diamond colors, pony, and the narwhal, a pile of candy 10 feet high.
That's a lot of candy.
Yeah.
Especially for one child. And a car.
Yeah.
A car. Not just any car.
A fast car that zooms through the sky.
The sky. I don't know if we've met that either. So, but these are all very interesting wants. So tell us what you think a want is.
Well, I think a want is something that we would like to have, but it's not a must.
Oh, good. So perfect. Something that we would like to have, but it's not a must. We can survive without it. And so the definition I'm going to share for all of our listeners: a want is any item that makes our life more comfortable or enjoyable, but we can live without it. We do not need those things for us to survive. Okay? Examples of wants are toys, even though most children might think they need toys to survive. Televisions, vacations, parties, and brand name clothes. Because you can have clothes that are not brand name clothes and be just comfortable, right? Can you think of some other wants? Any other wants that might be out there?
Well, some other ones are gifts or presents, candies, electronics, and let me see one more. Oh, I'm not
A
sure.
car that zooms across the sky. All right. So you're correct. All of those things are wants, right? And so I'm going to talk a bit about what a need is, because there is a difference between a want and a need. So what do you think a need is? So we've covered wants. What do you think a need is?
I think a need is something you must have in order to live or to survive.
Okay, perfect. So a need is anything that we must have in order to survive, right? Very easy. And examples of needs are, or basic human needs are food and water. Can you think of any other needs?
Shelter.
Shelter is a good one. Okay.
You said food, right?
Yes, I did. I said food. I said water. Shelter.
So shelter, clothing. God is a need.
Okay, good.
And I'm trying to think back in my social
Studies book. Okay, so that tells us that we've learned some of this at school as well, students. So it's a good way to reinforce and to repeat. All right. So can you then tell us what you think the difference is between wants and needs? Because we have the definition of a want, we have a definition of a need. What's the difference?
Well, I think the difference between both of them is that one, you actually have to get it to survive, and one, you just have to get it, but you want to get it, but you don't have to get it.
Okay, so it's a bit a want to versus a have to, right? And so our needs are our have tos.
Yeah.
And our wants, of course, by virtue of the name, would be a want to. Okay, good. I think that your response is dead on. It's correct. And so now that we know what a want is and what a need is, we've heard so much recently, Ajane, about things being scarce. You go to the supermarket, you hear these particular items are scarce. And so we have the concept of scarcity, right? And so what do you think the word scarce means?
I think the word scarce means that it's not there, or even if it's there, there's only a little bit of it. So it's not a sufficient amount.
It's not a sufficient amount. Perfect. And so let's go with, because we need and want different things and services, there comes a time sometimes when there isn't enough for everyone, right? And this means that things we need and want may become scarce. Scarcity occurs when there are not enough resources for everyone. And I know during the pandemic, we had a good bit of scarcity. In fact, one of the highest sought after items as soon as we heard about our first lockdown. You remember what the highest sought after item was? I don't know if it was scarce or not, but the toilet paper. And then during the lockdown, can I tell you one of the highest sought after items during the lockdown was? Can you guess what it was? During the lockdown.
During the lockdown. I'm not sure.
According to our supermarket owners, and we had we had some discussions with them. Most persons came to the supermarket when we had the open days and bought ice cream.
Huh?
Yes. Is that a want or a need?
That's a want.
That's a want. But I think in their minds at that time it may have been a need.
Yeah.
But it's a want because you could do
food.
comfort food, right? Make you comfortable. So it's just a want. Okay. So in terms of scarcity, I know, as I said, during those times when so many people were sick, in the various factories in the US and in terms of importation, there were things that when we got to the supermarket, they were not on the shelf. And so we would say these things are scarce. In fact, I remember sometime late last year, early this year, sugar. Sugar was scarce.
Even now, still sugar is scarce.
Yes.
They just got it back.
They just got it back. So you'll find that there it wasn't enough or there isn't enough. Another food item that was scarce, I know recently, was heavy cream and half.
Yeah.
So you couldn't, all the pasta lovers couldn't get that item. Because
And I'm in
it's
love with
scarce.
pasta.
So that was something that was not available. There wasn't
Yeah.
enough. And I understand that it was even scarce in the US as well. So that would explain why
It's scarce
here.
here.
Yes, because they wouldn't import all of what they have left. So those are some examples of things that can go scarce, and some real-time examples of things that happen to us right here in recent times. Because of scarcity, we have to sometimes make choices. And that is to say, we make the decision, or we have to sometimes be forced to give up one thing so that we can have something else. When we make choices, we have to give up the benefits of one thing to gain the benefits of another, since we cannot have both. So sometimes you have to choose between two things, right? One example is when money is scarce. Because that happens to parents, especially those who are unemployed. It's very difficult, right? And so sometimes money is scarce.
Yeah.
And our parents have to make choices on how to spend it wisely for the well-being of the entire family.
My mommy, she always says to me, you guys are lucky because I make sacrifices and buy you guys food and clothing and leave myself undone.
Yeah, and parents do, parents do that all the time. The
Yeah.
majority of parents leave
Do
themselves
that.
undone to
For their
ensure the children
children.
are taken care of. And that is because they have to make the choice. They make the choice to ensure that their children are taken care of and they have their basic needs over sometimes their own needs, right? So that is a good example, a perfect example of having to choose between yourself and your children as parents. And so children, I want you to all be grateful to your parents for their investments and for their sacrifices, and for the fact that even though so many things are scarce at this point, including money, and some of your parents are unemployed, they're still doing their best to ensure that you have your basic needs. All right, so the end of this, we learned some very important things today, Ajane. We learned about needs, we learned about wants, choices, and of course, lastly, scarcity. We'll be right back, and when we come back, we'll have our calling time.
Wash your hands, do-do-do-do-do, wash your hands, do-do-do-do-do, wash your hands, do-do-do-do-do, wash your hands. Grab some soap, do-do-do-do-do, grab some soap, do-do-do-do-do, grab some soap, do-do-do-do-do, grab some soap. Rub your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rub your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rub your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rub your hands. Rinse your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rinse your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rinse your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rinse your hands. Dry your hands, do-do-do-do-do, dry your hands, do-do-do-do-do, dry your hands, do-do-do-do-do, dry your hands. What else can we do? Cover your seams, do-do-do-do-do, cover your seams, do-do-do-do-do, cover your seams, do-do-do-do-do, cover your seams. Cup into your elbow, do-do-do-do-do, cup into your elbow, do-do-do-do-do, cup into your elbow, do-do-do-do-do, cup into your elbow. Safe at last, do-do-do-do-do, safe at last, do-do-do-do-do, safe at last, do-do-do-do-do, safe at last. Phew! Let's stay healthy, do-do-do-do-do, let's stay healthy, do-do-do-do-do, let's stay healthy, do-do-do-do-do, let's stay healthy. Oh yeah!
Oh yeah! Woo! That was a good fun little time for us. I hope the children at home were having half the amount of fun that we were having here. Welcome back to all of our listeners and of course our viewers. Let's see how much you remember from our discussion today. Call in when you have the answer. 469-1616, 469-1700. There are prizes just waiting for you to win if you are the first person to answer correctly. Question number 1. What is a need? What is a need? 469-1616, 469-1700. We have somebody on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. Are you a student?
Yes, I am.
Wonderful. What is a need?
A need is an item that it's essential to the point that you cannot live without it.
Oh, I love these words. essential to the point that you can't live without it. What's your name?
My name is Kijari Huggins.
Kijari Huggins. And Kijari,
Yeah.
congratulations, you are correct. What can you think of a need that we may not have talked about yet this morning?
A need that we didn't talk about?
Yes.
I mean, in terms of something that you can buy or just a need that we haven't talked about?
One that we haven't talked about. Either way.
Oxygen, maybe?
Oxygen is a need. Yeah, we can't live without that one either, Kijari. Good one. Congratulations, and you can stop by the Department of Education since school is closed. Stop by the Department of Education between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. to collect your prize, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Quick question. Is it possible to answer multiple questions?
No, just one per week, but great. I love that you asked. Okay, congratulations. You can call us back next week.
Okay.
All right, wonderful, Kijari. Okay, and so our first winner was Kijari Huggins, and Kijari was able to tell us what a need is. And so our second winner will have to tell us, what is a want? What is a want? 469-1616, 469-1700. What is a want? 469-1616, 469-1700. And Ajani, I think we're having a good time this morning talking about wants and needs. I'm hoping that we get our callers in fast enough so that we are able to have the conversations and get the prizes out to our listeners. And if you're just tuning in, this is the ECCB Children's Connection. I am Zahnela Claxton, and the co-host is
Ajani.
Okay, so what is a want? Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Wonderful. Can you tell us what a want is?
A want is what you don't really need.
Okay, something that you don't really need because you can you do without it, or can you survive or live without it?
Yes.
Yes.
You
Okay.
survive with it.
You can. So want is something that you don't need, like you said, and you can survive without it. What is your name?
Malika Dalton.
Malika Dalton. Malika, congratulations, and you can collect your prize at the Department of Education anytime this week. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
Happy holidays.
Thank you so much, dear, and we look forward to hearing from you next week. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And Ajane, we have one more question. And what is that question?
What does scarcity mean?
Okay, what does scarcity mean? If you know what the word scarcity means, call us at 469-1616, 469-1700. And once you tell us the answer to that question, of course, you will collect your prize at the Department of Education between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Once again, what does scarcity mean? 469-1616, 469-1700. And of course, Ajane, I think my all-time favorite time is always dancing to the Wash Your Hands song. I think we should do a Wash Your Hands song dance challenge.
Yeah.
I will lead it out. All right, listeners, what does a scarcity mean? 469-1616, 469-1700. And we talk about scarcity so much these days. COVID-19 has really changed our experiences, and sometimes things are scarce. So we want to know from you, based on our program this morning, based on your own experiences, what does the term scarcity mean? 469-1616, 469-1700. I don't know if everyone is in all except Kijari and Malika. I think everyone else might be fast asleep because they're in full-on vacation mode. I know. Awesome. And so we want to encourage parents to let your children call in and let us know, what does the word scarcity mean? 469-1616, 469-1700. Ajerne, we were talking about, and while we're waiting for someone to call in, just a little bit more about wants and needs. And, we talked about electronics and technology and whether they are wants or needs. And so maybe you can share the discussion that we had offline with our listeners while they are thinking about what the word scarcity means. Parents, let your children call us at 469-1616, 469-1700.
Well, we were talking about how it has been different now. It's different now because before, like in 2010 coming up, before 2019, we were like, electronics are wants, but now it's a need because everyone has to be online to stay protected from COVID-19.
And of course our classes are sometimes online.
Yeah.
Yes, so because we can't always go to school, the days when we can't physically go to school, we have to go to school virtually. And so electronics went from being a want to a need. And that's a very interesting shift right there. If you know what scarcity means, feel free to call us at 469-1616, 469-1700. However, while we're waiting, we know we have our dear friend who has to come to give us some advice. So we're going to hear from Oliver.
Well, hi there, boys and girls. Your friendly owl is back. Yes, my name is Oliver, and I brought with me your wise word for today, which is respect. It is one of those things you should have but can still give away. RESPECT. Now back to your host.
Ooh, I love that word. Do you know there's actually a song? RESPECT. Melissa's a singer in here, right? But I tried a little thing there. But respect, our word for today, of course, is respect. And what do you think is meant by respect, Ajerne?
Well, I'm going to start off with a quote I know. It says, respect and manners carries you around the world.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And of course, our parents, I grew up hearing that, right? And brings you back again, because apparently you'll get the ticket and they want to make sure you come back. Yes. And so, of course, some people say that respect should be earned and not demanded. And this might be true in some cases, but respect should really be a habit.
Yeah. Because it respect you. What we call, I'm going to say in our local language, dialect, we call it rude.
Yeah, so they say you're very rude. Okay, this might be true in some cases, but respect is really a habit. You should not just respect someone because they have money or have an important job or because they look beautiful on the outside. You should respect everyone, every time, even when you don't agree with their views or opinions. All right, Ajerne, so it looks like we have a lot to think about this week. We have to think about respect. We have to think about making good choices. We have to think about our wants and our needs. And I think this is a good conversation to have even during this time of Christmas. Because we have to give some advice to our children who are listening.
And guess what? We only have 15 more days, so your parents could change their minds.
Or when we think about wants or needs, even when you're going to your parents and you're asking for Christmas presents,
they could say no.
Why? Why would they say no, especially during this time?
Because things are hard and you don't need.
Yes, it's a matter of wants. It's a matter of wants and needs, and parents will always give you your needs
before you get your wants.
Yes. So even as you think about asking your parents for different things, children, think about what you really need and think about what you just want, right?
Yeah.
And know that if you get only your needs, it doesn't mean that your parents don't love you. Okay? It just means that they had to make some choices. They had to choose what to get you. They had to choose between, food and clothing and shelter and all of those needs and what you want, and they have to look at their budget. They have to look at the amount of money they have. If their parents have $500 to spare for presents and they have 5 children, it means that every child can't get more than just about $100 each. If your parents only have $300 and they have 5 children, then of course you know that has to be split equally, and so it comes down to what they can afford to have. And some of you know that your parents have not worked for a long time, and I want you to have a content spirit this Christmas, children, because you know that your parents generally give you as much as they can every single Christmas, and because this time around they have to make a choice.
Not just Christmas.
And all year round.
Every day.
Every day. Yes, that's perfect. Every day. Every day, and especially at Christmas time and your birthday, you get so many things that are just for you. And so we want to ensure that you have an attitude of gratitude, that you say thank you to your parents, and that you try your best to make Christmas a happy day for them, because while they do so much to make Christmas a happy day for you, sometimes, you know, we get a little grumpy. We become like the little Grinch, and we're grumpy because we don't get what we want. But we want you to try your best to look to celebrate, even if it's just a postcard. Use the time in the next week or two and do as much as you can to share with your parents and with your well-wishers and your entire support team. You have your godparents. Make them a card. Make them feel happy. Right? You have your grandparents. Let them know they're special. Let them know that you appreciate the contributions they have made to you every single day. And guess what?
And you should appreciate your teachers too.
Oh, and definitely your teachers. And so, please make sure, listeners, that you are doing your very best to show appreciation, that this Christmas you're making a choice. You're making a choice to be grateful, and you're making a choice to only ask for your needs, not your wants. And perhaps even if you want something, you can let your parents save up that money for next year so that you can get some more of your needs throughout the year. As I said, and parents, make wise decisions as well. Know that
no spoiling your children.
Yes, you don't need to. I mean, I know parents love it and they look forward to it, but be careful, especially in these very difficult times when so many things are indeed scarce. And so we are so happy that you could join us at ECCB Children's Connection, and of course you will join us again next year for exciting information, and we will try our best and make sure that we have and we're ready for you. Our topic coming up is budgeting. And until then, I am your host, Zahnela, Claxton, and
Zahnela.
All right, and we'll talk to you again soon. Until then, make good choices, be respectful, and stay connected.
From Queen City, Nevis, this is the powerhouse of the Eastern Caribbean, Vaughn Radio.
Wash your hands, do-do-do-do-do, wash your hands, do-do-do-do-do, wash your hands, do-do-do-do-do, wash your hands. Grab some soap, do-do-do-do-do, grab some soap, do-do-do-do-do, grab some soap, do-do-do-do-do, grab some soap. Rub your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rub your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rub your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rub your hands. Rinse your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rinse your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rinse your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rinse your hands. Dry your hands, do-do-do-do-do, dry your hands, do-do-do-do-do, dry your hands, do-do-do-do-do, dry your hands. What else can we do? Cover your seams, do-do-do-do-do, cover your seams, do-do-do-do-do, cover your seams, do-do-do-do-do, cover your seams. Up into your elbow, do-do-do-do-do, up into your elbow, do-do-do-do-do, up into your elbow, do-do-do-do-do, up into your elbow. Safe at last, do-do-do-do-do, safe at last, do-do-do-do-do, safe at last, do-do-do-do-do, safe at last. Phew! Let's stay healthy, do-do-do-do-do, let's stay healthy, do-do-do-do-do, let's stay healthy, do-do-do-do-do, let's stay healthy. Oh yeah!
With all the power from